Nora wasn't the kind of person who stood out in a crowd. She was quiet, gentle, and often preferred silence over chaos. Working as a waitress at the Grand Aurelia Hotel, a place filled with luxury she could never afford, she often felt invisible, just another staff member blending into the polished floors and golden lights. But her life wasn't always this calm. She grew up in a small, struggling household. Her father left when she was only 12, leaving her mother to carry the weight of survival on her own. Money was tight, days were long, and noise was something their home rarely had space for. Her younger brother Eli was born deaf, and to communicate with him, Nora learned sign language not through classes, but through love, patience, and late-night practice. For her, signing wasn't just a skill. It was a connection, a soft language of the heart. That afternoon at the Aurelia Hotel felt like any other shift, busy, polished, and endlessly elegant. Nora was assigned to serve table 9, one of the most exclusive corners of the dining hall. The reservations were under the name Adrian Cola Billionaire, known for his powerful presence, sharp mind, and a personality colder than marble. Beside him sat his mother, Margaret Cole, graceful and dignified, wrapped in pearls and quiet confidence. But as Nora stepped closer, she noticed something others failed to see. Margaret wasn't responding to the waiter's greeting. Her eyes focused on lips, not sound. A small, almost hidden hearing aid sat behind her ear, and each time Adrian spoke, he leaned in a little closer, making sure his mother could catch every word. There was patience in his movements, concern wrapped in silence. Nora recognized that the world of unspoken conversations, of trying to belong where sound always took the lead. Nora hesitated for a brief moment, not because she didn't know what to do, but because she wasn't sure she was brave enough to do it. But something, maybe instinct, maybe empathy, pushed her forward. Instead of speaking, she lifted her hands and began to sign, asking Margaret if she preferred still or sparkling water. The table fell into a gentle silence. Margaret's eyes widened, first in surprise, then in disbelief, and within seconds, they glistened with emotion. She slowly raised her own hands and signed back, her fingers trembling slightly, asking, "You know sign language?" Nora nodded with a warm, shy smile. Adrian watched the exchange, stunned. In a world where his mother was often spoken for, spoken over, or politely ignored, here was someone speaking directly to her in a language built for her. The air shifted. This wasn't just communication anymore. It was connection. FAs. The conversation continued in silence. Something much deeper than polite service began to unfold. Nora's hands moved with grace, but there was a softness in her expressions, something personal, something heavier than the moment itself. Each sign she shared carried two stories, one for Margaret and one quietly echoing from her past. Because every gesture, every pause, every gentle smile reminded her of her brother Eli, little boy who once grabbed her sleeves that get her attention, who laughed without sound, who saw the world through emotion instead of noise. Eli had been her reason for learning sign language, her home in the quiet, her heart in the stillness. But illness had taken him too soon, leaving behind memories and a language spoken now only in the air. And here she was, signing again, feeling like life had given her one more chance to speak to someone who understood silence the same way he did. When the lunch ended, Nora expected nothing more than a polite goodbye, maybe a thankful nod. But life had written something much bigger for her that day. Adrian, the man known for billion-dollar decisions and unreachable walls, approached her himself. His voice held something rare stiffness. He told her that for years, his mother had navigated a world that never truly spoke to her, a world that assumed silence meant absence. And in just a few minutes, Nora had done what wealth, status, and power never could. She made his mother feel heard. When she shared the story of her brother Eli, Adrian didn't respond with pity, but with purpose. He arranged for the entire hotel staff to learn sign language in Eli's memory, ensuring no guest would ever feel invisible again. And then, with genuine belief in her potential, he offered her a life-changing scholarship in special education. The story didn't end in that dining hall. It traveled far beyond it. Guests who witnessed the silent conversation shared it online. And soon, millions around the world were falling in love with the shy waitress who spoke through her heart instead of her voice. In a world obsessed with power, influence, and spotlight, Nora reminded everyone that the loudest moments aren't always spoken, they are felt. Margaret continued, returning to the hotel, not for luxury, but for a friendship built in quiet understanding. What began as a simple gesture became a movement, inspiring kindness in strangers, reinforcing the forgotten truth that humanity isn't measured by wealth, but by compassion. Nora never asked for recognition, yet she became the reminder that sometimes the smallest people in the room carry the biggest hearts, and sometimes one act of care can rewrite lives, restore faith, and open doors even silence once closed.